think the Cowboys blew this trade?
They did, because Jerry and Steven can't keep their mouths shut. Skip, you don't let, well, if we can't find a trade partner, we're going to release him. So why would I jump in there like, oh, let me give you a second-round pick. Let me give you a third-round pick. Skip, Hollywood Brown went for a third and a first-round pick. Devontae Parker went for a third-round pick. A.J. Brown went for a first and a third. Amari Cooper went for a sixth-rounder.
I mean, just keep on keeping on, because Tyreek went for a first, a second, a fourth, and a sixth. Like it's like a king's ransom.
Exactly.
And then who was the other one?
Devontae Adams, first and third.
You mentioned A.J. Look what the Lions did in the draft. They traded 2 high second-round picks to move all the way up to 12 to take Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of capital that you just traded for a kid that you're not totally sure about.
Since Amari arrived in Dallas, he's 7th in catches, 9th in yards, 9th in touchdowns. Here's something, Skip, I bet a lot of people didn't know. Over the last 3 seasons, Michael Gallup and C.D. Lamb are 2 and 3 in drops of the 42 wide receivers with at least 150 catches. They're 2nd and 3rd in drops. Those are the guys that you're counting on. C.D. Lamb and Michael Gallup are 2-3 in drops of the 42 receivers with at least 150 catches. That's very interesting. I get it, Skip. Dak Prescott should have sent Amari Cooper a thank you, a bouquet of flowers, and brought him whatever car he wanted. Dak Prescott is not getting that contract without Amari Cooper.
No, I agree.
We saw Dak when he had Dez and when he had all them other guys fiddling around out there. He got that guy. Dak Prescott took off this way.
End of 2018, he did.
And he's going to miss that. Skip, I get it. You know, he doesn't play on the roll. It doesn't seem like he has a burning desire or the passion. He just seems like a guy, let me go do my job, and then I'm going home. I get all of that. But they're going to miss him. And you're going to find out that the hard way. And guess what? Cleveland Browns going to be glad they got him. And it didn't cost us a whole lot to get him.
No. Oh, it's us now, huh? Now that Baker's gone?
Now,
although Baker's really not gone. You may be rooting for Baker next year.
I root against the Cowboys. That's what I root against.
Okay. Well, I root for the Cowboys. I told you immediately, I will not miss Amari Cooper. I get what you said. You're right. He made Dak tons of money at the end of 2018. He turned Dak's career completely around at the end of 2018. And then there were those 3 fireworks displays to start 2019, but the Hall of Famer across from me kept saying, garbage team, garbage team, garbage team.
They were.
Giants, Washington, Miami. At that point, 2019, garbage, garbage, garbage.
Yes, they were.
And then all of a sudden, here we go. And Jerry thinks he's got a done deal with Dak. And no. April Fools. We got to start over now.
Deal ain't done to the ink's dry.
Look what just happened. He just put up monster numbers in those first 3 games. And here we go to contractual, quote-unquote, war.
Yes.
Impasse develops. And Dak is betting on himself. And what happened from that point on? Dak was pretty miserable because Amari on the road was nowhere to be found. He somehow got hurt on the first or second play of your favorite all-time Cowboy game, the one at Jets. They blew 24-22. He didn't even play that game.
Skip, since you're talking about it, it ain't like Dak's been putting up fireworks on the road. You take away that New England game and look at Dak's on the road. New Orleans, the Eagles, the Patriots.
I can't defend him, and I agree. But I will tell you, down the stretch of 2019, do you remember what happened at New England? Stephon Gilmore made him quit.
Yeah.
What receiver that Jerry was about to pay $20 million to quits on the road against Stephon Gilmore?
Well, it wasn't like
literally, he took himself out of the game and put the long coat on and stood over there and said, I just can't get open.
Well, it wasn't like Dak was throwing darts.
Okay.
Had the man jumping all on the ground like he was trying to build snow angels.
Okay, well, I agree with that. But then we get to the Philly game. All the marbles pushed to the middle of the table. Here we go. This is for the division. Final regular season game.
That was it, Philly.
And what happens? Jason Garrett gets so upset with Amari Cooper, he yanked him from the game for running half-hearted routes.
Right. He should have yanked Dak from the game because Tavon Austin all would have been forgiven.
Wide open, and he just flat out airmailed him.
He airmailed him.
He airmailed him. And if you make that connection, you'd have to go for 2, but you could tie the score.
Yeah.
You're down what? Was it?
You down 8.
Yeah.
You're 17.
8.
You was at 17-9.
17-9. That's what it was. Okay, I can't defend Dak, but I can't defend Amari. And then it's been hit and miss with Amari too many times on the road for whatever reasons. He just doesn't show up. And we had the great Rob Ryan on the show back in 2019, and he shrugged and said, well, there was a reason John Gruden gave up on him.
Right.
He got a first back for him, but it's because low motor.
Yeah.
Right? It runs hot and cold, but it runs mostly cold on the road.
But let me ask you a question. You said it yourself that Dak and CD don't have the connection.
They do not have a connection.
Oh,
I
okay.
agree with you. And so what Zeke said scared me. It like penetrated to the pit of my stomach because Zeke is saying they had a great connection. I give you that. At home, they
You
had
remember
a great...
Hard Knocks? When they was up there gassing everybody up?
Yeah.
And Mari like, I don't want to do, okay, let me go on and do this.
Let's do this. with Diggs, right?
Yeah.
Going after Diggs.
Yeah.
Okay, and he starts, then all of a sudden, his fire was burning hot, right?
Well, Skip, he's the guy you got to challenge.
Okay.
You got to challenge. But you got to, like, for whatever reason, Coach Saban was able to get that out of him. Coach Saban, I mean, for whatever, I don't know. So maybe you got to find a position.
Coach Kiffin got a lot out of
Yes.
it. Because he was calling plays for him, remember?
Right.
Okay.
But Skip, here's the thing. You got to be real. He strikes me as a guy. He's really good at the game of football. But Skip, I'm not so sure that you can raise your voice. And when I say challenge him, you got to praise him. You know, Lane Kiffin was putting his arm around him and said, we're going to call this play. Skip, remember when they called that play?
He's running down the
side. Like, yeah. So he might be one of those guys, Skip. Yeah. You more put your arm around him and tell him what a great job he's doing as opposed to putting foots in him. Some guys, you got to put foots in him to keep him.
I do not think he responds to foots.
I don't think so either, Skip. I don't think so either.
There's no fire in belly. There's no real, live passion for game that you had and all the great ones had. He can't be great because he doesn't have that intangible.
I can't motivate Skip. The coach can get you going for a big game. You know, somebody can get us motivated. Show us a clip of, some movie, some guys going over the wall and they storming the beach. But at some point in time, Skip, that thing got to burn inside of you on your own. You got to throw the logs on the fire.
Hey,
you got to keep it going.
Every one of those busts up in that Canton Hall of Fame, they motivated themselves.
Yeah, that ain't no coach speak.
Okay, I got it. So Jerry got scared that Washington was going to sign Amari, and he gave him $20 million and immediately regretted it because he doesn't live up to it. He doesn't produce up to it. But the scary part is Dak loved him.
Right.
And Dak had a vibe with him and a sort of a spiritual connection on his route running because Amari can flat out run routes with anybody. But he doesn't run them hard on the road, hard enough for Jason Garrett, who's like Mr. Nice Guy, yanked him from the biggest game of the year. That's all you need to know, and that's why I wouldn't have paid him. I would let him go to Washington.
Well, here's the thing, though, Skip. You're about to find out if you say CeeDee Lamb is ready to be the number one. Well, CeeDee Lamb is about to get everybody's Jalen Ramsey. He's about to get everybody's Trevarius White. He's about to get everybody's number one. So we're about to find out, because all that attention will go on to Amari.
Okay, ultimately, CeeDee Lamb is more talented than Amari Cooper in my book.
Yeah, he might be, but is he better?
But for some reason, except for the walk-off throw in overtime at New England, CD and Dak do not invite him, and I don't know why. Well, it's like Baker and Odell. They're best buddies off the front. They vacation together, but on the field, they had no rapport, no wavelength.
Well, Amari Cooper said, I ain't friends with nobody. Just throw me the ball when I'm open.
Okay.
Your guy get open and he drop it.
He's dropped too many. I will give you that. But he's got big talent. He's got big run-after-catch talent. And the more, listen, I'll be the first to admit, I did not watch Jalen Tolbert one down at South Alabama. I don't know him. But everything I read about him, high praise. Even though Mel Kiper had him only ranked 14th best receiver, I think he's pretty good. And I like the way he's talking, even though he said, I'm going to go down there and help change the culture. You have no idea what you're talking about because it's unchangeable.
Exactly.
But the point is, I think they got a pretty good third-round pick receiver who will be a Gallup-like number 2 to CD, and Gallup will be
he might need to be Gallup number 2 because Gallup probably going to miss some time to start the season.
He probably is. So you may have to insert him in the starting lineup. I wish you were a slot receiver. I wish you were more of a Cedric Wilson,
watch Amari,
Sky Moore type.
Watch Amari in Cleveland.
Yep. You think he's going to light it up?
Yep.
Catching passes from Baker Mayfield?
Hey, he'll catch no passes from Baker Mayfield.
You're going to have to root for Baker as a Brown this year.
No, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.